Welcome to the Guardianly Real Scam Stories podcast. I am so glad you're joining us today because we're breaking down a crime that's happening literally right now in supermarket checkout lines and bank parking lots all across the country. It's called the $20 distraction scam. And look, we really need to dive into this because it's not just some simple snatch and grab. No, it is a highly sophisticated psychological trap, and it's hiding behind what seems like a completely innocent, polite gesture. I want you to ask yourself honestly, what would you actually do if a stranger tapped you on the shoulder and said, "Hey, did you drop this $20 bill?" I mean, most of us, right? We'd feel a quick hit of relief, or maybe just appreciation for their honesty. But that feeling of politeness, that lucky break, that is the exact moment the trap snaps shut. This lucky moment is actually a carefully orchestrated setup, and it's designed to drain your bank account in just a matter of minutes. Okay, let's look at part one, the anatomy of the heist. Here is exactly how this scam works. So the absolutely crucial thing to understand here is that this crime always follows a very specific four-step pattern. First up is target selection. They're usually scoping out older adults, shoppers, or people at the ATM. Second, and honestly this is the vital one, is pin harvesting. The criminal gets close enough to you in line or at the ATM to, shoulder surf, and they watch you punch in your pin. That's the critical first move. Without that pin, the whole scam falls apart. Third is the distraction, which we'll break down in a second, and finally, fast draining. That's where they empty your accounts before you even realize your card is missing. Now, this surveillance footage perfectly illustrates that distraction in action. Back in November in Villa Park, California, a 66-year-old man was just using an ATM. One suspect watched him enter his PIN. Then, right as the victim was finishing up, with his card still physically in the machine, a suspect dropped cash right at his feet. The exact moment the victim bent down to pick it up, boom, a second suspect swooped in and swapped his real ATM card for a fake one. Investigators eventually tracked down a great SUV and actually arrested three Romanian nationals, Romita Acite, Paul Agafite, and George Asafeye, who had been running this whole operation across multiple counties. Now, depending on where they target you, the mechanics do change slightly. In an ATM setting, it's a super clean card swap. Your real card is still right there in the machine or in your hand, and they swap it out, often leaving you with a fake lookalike card so you don't realize anything is wrong right away. But if you're in a store setting, like a parking lot or a checkout line, you've probably already tucked your card away, right? So they pull the, "Hey, you dropped this 20 routine, which forces you to open your wallet. As you bend down or maybe get bumped by someone, it turns into a pickpocket-style theft. That dropped cash, it creates the absolute perfect split-second distraction they need. To see exactly how that store version plays out, let's look at a wild case out of Florida. Down in Delray Beach, a woman was simply walking out of a Whole Foods. Right behind her was a 32-year-old man named Romakai Asiwakane, who was actually using a fake identity. He told the shopper she dropped a $20 bill, waved it right in front of her face, and told her to put it in her wallet. The second she opened her wallet, surveillance video caught him using this incredible sleight of hand to just reach right over and extract her debit card without her even noticing. I mean, it is fast and it is devastatingly smooth. And let's be super clear about this. We are not talking about opportunistic petty theft here. This is a highly organized mobile operation. In that Florida case alone, investigators uncovered a massive crime ring pulling off these heists from Palm Beach all the way to Texas. They specifically targeted older adults and worked in groups of 5 or 6 people. And what's totally wild is their use of matching disguises. Police said they actually all wore thick beards and dressed identically just to confuse the victims and the investigators. Once they had those stolen cards and pins, they were hitting multiple ATMs and withdrawing thousands of dollars in mere minutes.
Moving on to part 2, the $20 illusion and the psychology behind the scam.
You see, the truth is, the $20 bill itself, it's not the real scam. It is just a social engineering prop. These criminals are expertly exploiting human nature. They completely leverage cognitive overload. Think about it. You're carrying groceries, handling receipts, trying to find your keys. And then they use the pressure of politeness. Someone is trying to return money to you. It feels safe, even generous. You naturally don't want to be rude. But by the time they slip a fake lookalike card into your wallet to delay your detection, they are already miles down the street draining your account. Let's get into part 3, shielding your wealth. Here are your defense strategies. All right, here is your personal defense playbook. First and absolutely foremost, you have got to shield your PIN every single time you use it. Literally use your other hand to cover the keypad, even if you're indoors. Because remember, shoulder surfing is the required first step of this scam. Second, if someone suddenly says you dropped $20, do not open your wallet. Just say, "Please give it to the cashier," and keep walking. Third,
Fiercely guard your personal space. If you are victimized, lock your compromised cards in your banking app instantly and call your fraud department. And here's a crucial tip a lot of people don't know. Having your PIN stolen via shoulder surfing does not automatically mean you authorize those transactions. Tell your bank exactly how it was stolen and request a Regulation E investigations so you can fight to get your money back.
Which brings us to a final vital question. Will you know what to do the next time a stranger offers you a free $20 bill? Honestly, being prepared is your absolute best defense. Thank you so much for joining us for this Guardianly Real Scam Stories explainer. Hey, if you found this information helpful in protecting your wealth, please hit those like, subscribe, and share buttons right now. Seriously, sharing this could save a friend or family member from losing thousands of dollars. Stay safe out there, stay vigilant, and we will see you in the next explainer.